After 2 decades of war and devastation, Cambodia's children are trying to catch up. Education is a cornerstone of the country's economic recovery and development. Almost half of Cambodians are under 15 years old. 2/3 are illiterate. Average educational attainment is only 2 years. The challenge is daunting. Cambodia's schools face all the problems of a country starting over. A critical shortage of trained teachers, an outdated curriculum, a dearth of teaching materials, and a lack of adequate classrooms. The investment needed in education is considerable for one of the world's poorest countries.
As a Minister of Education, I inherit a system of education that had been heavily damaged with war, that had, from 1975 to 1980, there were no schooling at all. The schools are all closed down, and some were burned down. And under this regime, under the Khmer Rouge regime, all intellectuals identified were killed. Among them are doctors, professors, teachers.
Cambodia has so many problems in the education sector, and they have so little money and so few professional people that they have to be extremely careful in terms of planning and prioritizing what they should invest in. The priorities in Cambodia are investments in primary and lower secondary education. The reason being that you have to start from the bottom. If you do not have the children educated from the start, you will end up with literacy problems. Or you won't have any children who can go on and get secondary and tertiary education.
One serious problem is the shortage of adequate classrooms. Many schools were heavily damaged or destroyed during the conflict and are in need of major renovation. This primary school in the capital, Phnom Penh, has 33 crumbling classrooms for 6,000 students. To accommodate them all, the school runs 2 shifts, in the morning and afternoon. Even so, the dirt-floored classrooms are crowded with 80 to 100 students. There are no textbooks or teaching materials, only a blackboard. In such conditions, the quality of education suffers, worries the headmaster. The classroom shortage will likely get worse before it gets better. With rapid population growth, it is projected school enrollment is likely to increase 2/3 by the year 2000. New classrooms are being built with the assistance of several international agencies, including the Asian Development Bank. The ADB has provided a $68 million soft loan for a special rehabilitation assistance project. $8 million will be for new school buildings.
Basically, we're aiming at providing Cambodia with solid structures, durable, made out of traditional materials as closely as possible, because imported or modern type building materials are not yet available in any quantity within the country. The teachers and the students themselves, they really do appreciate having new buildings and better facilities. It's more conducive to learning. The rooms we try and make as airy and as light as possible.
A major problem facing educators is the high dropout rate. 7 out of 10 Cambodian children enrolled in grade 1 will drop out of school before grade 5. Poverty is one of the biggest barriers to a child's education. A predominantly rural society, Subsistence farming is the major source of livelihood for most Cambodians. Per capita annual income is just $300.
Primary education in Cambodia, as it is now, is basically a private education system. And what I mean by that is while the government invests about $8 per year per child in education, the parents have to pay $50. They have to pay for private tutoring, for school uniforms. They have to pay for unofficial fees, materials. I think the reason why they pay so much is that they value education so much. They know that particularly primary education is very important. But of course, if you have a big family of 7 or 8, you will not be able to pay for all 8 children to attend schools. You will have to make a choice, and they will tend to choose the boy to be educated. It's more difficult for girls to get education in Cambodia. One of the reasons is they are needed at home. They start at a very early age to take on family responsibilities.
ខឹមចង់ឲ្យរៀនឲ្យចេះដឹងដូចធ្វើការបានធ្វើការអីទេគ្រូវាអីក៏បានគាត់តែចេះមើលរួចក៏បានកែងលោវាអត់មានលុយអីបន្តក៏បានខ្ពង់ពុះគេក៏ចប់ត្រឹមហ្នឹង
Another reason for the high dropout rate is the poor quality of primary education. To address this problem, the Ministry of Education has introduced nationwide a novel approach known as the cluster system. Widely used in other Asian countries, the cluster system groups between 7 and 10 nearby schools together around a core school. The schools share resources such as teachers and materials, undertake teacher training, and involve the community through parent associations.
The cluster systems, I think simply like a family of schools. Like a family of school, we have the core school and the satellite school. The core school work as a mother, as school mother, called core school, and the satellite school, I think as children. So the advantage, first advantage is the sharing of resources, human and material resources. For example, we can take one teacher from this school, from one school, to help the other school. Last year there are a lot of children in one class, a big class, 90 students per class. So to solve this problem, we take one teacher from other school to help that school. This is one example of sharing resources.
Grouping schools in clusters cannot work in some regions, however, where the population and schools are widely scattered. For the children of fisherfolk on Cambodia's Great Lake, Tonle Sap, getting to school is especially difficult. To solve this problem, there are floating schools which move to the students. The unique feature of Tonle Sap is that it more than doubles in size during the rainy season when the swollen waters of the Mekong River flow into the lake. The floating homes of the fisherfolk move with the changing shoreline. In fact, the whole community shifts with the changing level of the lake. Mounted on pontoons, this floating school has 4 classrooms and some 200 students. The floating school is adapting education to the life of fisherfolk. At present, floating schools serve about 40% of the children around the lake. Noor Naki is one of 6 teachers at the floating school. Like the fisherfolk, she lives on a houseboat.
ឡារៀនយើងខ្ញុំថយទៅក្រោមទៀតគឺផ្ទះរបស់ប្រជាជនជាថយទៅក្រោមឆ្ងាយឆ្ងាយហើយបញ្ហាធំសិស្សដែលធំអាចជួយកំណងមេដាបិតាសិស្សអាចទៅជួយធ្វើការមេដាបិតាសិស្សទី1ទី2សិស្សដែលគ្នាខ្វះជីវភាពដូចថាម្ដាយក្រីក្រអត់មានទូកមកធ្វើដំណើរមកសាលារៀនទេ
With the assistance of the international community, Cambodia will invest over $200 million in education through the year 2000 3/4 of the new spending will go to improving primary and lower secondary education. Sustaining this commitment is vital to put Cambodia's children on the path to realizing their potential and, ultimately, that of their country.